Today's video will focus on common speaking mistakes that you should avoid, not only when you do an IELTS exam, but also if you do any other kind of English speaking test. So no matter what English exam or test you take, these tips and tricks that we will discuss today will be incredibly useful. We're going to outline 10 common errors that's made by students who are attempting English exams and who fail. If you know what these errors are and you know how to avoid or overcome them, then you will, without any doubt, achieve better results in your English test. The first part of our video will introduce the format of the IELTS speaking test, while the second part of the video will introduce these 10 most common errors or mistakes that students make and tips and tricks that show you how to avoid making them. The IELTS speaking test consists of 3 parts. The first part is the introduction and overview, which includes warm-up questions to help you relax. These questions usually revolve around your name, where you're from, and topics similar to that. The second part is an individual speaking task where you'll be given a topic to prepare for and to discuss. And the third part is a dialogue between you and the examiner, where the examiner will ask you questions based on the answers that you give to him or her. So much for the format of the IELTS speaking test. Let's turn our attention now to speaking mistakes and how to avoid making them. The first big mistake that students make in IELTS speaking tests is that they provide excessively short answers. I have seen too many times students providing answers to questions that are simply too short. For instance, when asked about hobbies, a student answered reading. Good grief no. Instead, take the opportunity to showcase your English. Show your skills. Answer the question, expand on the question by saying, I have a number of hobbies, but my favorite is reading. Currently, I'm reading the latest Harry Potter book, and I find that reading helps me to relax while simultaneously improving my English vocabulary. This is an expanded, a detailed response to the question. It demonstrates your understanding of the question, and it absolutely exhibits your language proficiency. In any English exam that tests speaking, examiners are looking for you to say more and not less. The second very common mistake that students make when doing IELTS speaking tests is parroting. Parroting means repeating the question word for word. Examiner, for example, do you think that students nowadays are easily distracted by mobile devices? And then the student answers, do I think that students nowadays are easily distracted by mobile devices? This parroting offers no insight into your English ability, and it wastes valuable time. Instead, focus on expressing your own opinion about the question or your own thoughts related to the topic. For instance, if asked whether students nowadays are easily distracted by mobile devices, you could answer as follows, without repeating the question and sharing your perspective. You can say, I agree. Whenever I attend lectures, I am shocked by how many students start playing with their mobile devices while not paying attention to the lecture. This showcases your ability to comprehend the question, and to answer the question comprehensively. A third mistake made by IELTS speaking candidates is that they overuse filler words and phrases. It seems to me as if students are in love with filler words and filler phrases such as like or in my opinion. I suspect this bad habit is picked up from watching too many movies. These phrases add no value to your response and, in fact, can be distracting and even irritating for the listener. Practice to speak precisely and accurately using appropriate vocabulary, which can express your thoughts. Avoid unnecessary fillers, they will distract from the clarity of your message. And we count the filler words, we examiners. Like, I'm really into reading, like I like reading Harry Potter, but my friends are like, why do you read Harry Potter? And I'm like, oh, I like it. And they're like, yeah. Makes no sense. Like, dude, is really uncool, okay? Good grief. What happened to a better answer? I deeply enjoy reading Harry Potter as it helps me to improve my vocabulary and English ability. My friends sometimes tease me, asking me why I like these books, to which I reply that I find the stories interesting and imaginative. Much better answer. A fourth common mistake that students make is pronunciation, or perhaps we should say bad pronunciation. Pronunciation is another vital aspect of the speaking test. Focus on pronouncing the words correctly rather than trying to imitate a specific accent. You don't need to sound British or American. Accurate pronunciation ensure that your words are understood by the examiner no matter what your accent. Take the time to consult pronunciation guides or online dictionaries to improve your pronunciation. Mistake number 5 is silence. Silence is a killer. Never ever, no, nay, never, no, never, no more, remain silent when asked a question. Staring into space or making uncertain noises won't demonstrate your English ability at all. Preparation, practice, practice, practice are key. Take advantage of every opportunity that you get to speak English and to develop your speaking skills, because the more you practice, the more confident you become and the more proficient you will be. Mistake number 6. Oh, grammar. Mind your grammar. Grammar is always a problem for us, isn't it? But it's so important. While it's important to speak naturally, pay attention to your grammar usage. While speaking is of course less formal than writing, we should still pay attention to the basic rules of grammar and also keep in mind that grammar is just like vocabulary. If it is too simple, it becomes repetitive and boring. Try to use a variety of tenses, a variety of sentence structures, and different grammatical forms to showcase your ability. Avoid making frequent grammatical errors that could impact your marks overall. Variety is the spice of life. Mistake number 7. We don't connect our ideas or sentences to each other. Just give unconnected ideas. Use cohesive devices such as connecting words or linking sentences. For example, use transitional phrases such as in addition, on the other hand, however, to connect your thoughts and your sentences to make your speech and thoughts more organized and more cohesive. Mistake number 8 is a big mistake where we do not support our ideas or our opinions. You should not just have ideas or repeat opinions. When you say that you agree or disagree with something or like or dislike something, for example, you should say why. Make sure that you provide specific examples or personal experiences to support your argument. This shows the examiner that you can elaborate on your thoughts effectively, and it provides a richer response for the examiner to evaluate your English ability. Mistake number 9, speaking too fast. When students are nervous, they tend to speak fast when they speak too fast, they become more nervous and they speak faster. And then they start mispronouncing words, and then they start forgetting words because they are so nervous and speaking so fast. And this will lead to lost marks. Take a deep breath, take your time to articulate your ideas and thoughts. It's okay to speak slower. Ensure that your speech is intelligible. And finally, mistake number 10, also a big mistake we make in life, I think, not listening to the examiner, not listening to what people say, not listening to the question. During the two-way exchange with the examiner, listen attentively and respond appropriately. Show that you can understand and respond to the examiner's prompts and follow-up questions. Actively engaging in the conversation demonstrates to the examiner that you understand the question, that you have the ability to adapt to different speaking situations. Let us just very quickly recap the mistakes and the tips and tricks for overcoming them. Mistake 1, excessively short answers. Keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. Parroting, do not repeat the question. It's okay to paraphrase it. It means you change the question to show you understand it, but don't copy the question word for word. Filler words and phrases, build up your vocabulary and use words and not words like. Pronunciation, remember it's not about practice, it's about pronouncing the word clearly. This can happen through practice. Silence is a killer. Speak, 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 even if you speak badly. If you don't speak at all, you will earn 0. Mind your grammar. Grammar is always around us, even if we don't see it. Vocabulary and grammar are the same. Remember variety. Not connecting our ideas and sentences, I want to say keep your thoughts in the family. Show how they are related to each other. Having no supporting ideas for your opinions. Opinions without support are worthless. It means you may just be repeating somebody else's opinion. So why do you think so? Why do you like or dislike something? That's what we are interested in finding out. Speaking too fast? Slow down. It's not Formula 1. And not listening? Clean out your ears and use them. All of us have a tendency sometimes not to listen to other people. It's a big mistake. To summarize, when preparing for the IELTS speaking test or any speaking test, remember that it's all about speaking practice. Take full advantage of the time given to express yourself clearly and comprehensively. Avoid repeating questions, focus on vocabulary and grammar and pronunciation, and practice speaking as often as possible. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Please remember to hit the like button. Feel free to leave any comments and subscribe if you think this is useful. Thank you very much for watching Phoenix Learning Channel and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.